What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So originally I didn't plan on making any videos on the ZX10, but I ran into some difficulty finding some bulbs for this bike. So I figured if I'm struggling to find them, and I'm pretty sure somebody else is struggling out there. So basically I bought some bulbs. This is the second set that I got. Got this aux beam LED bulbs, as you can clearly see, and these are the H7. If you're watching this video, then chances are that these actually work pretty well. So right now I have some cheap eBay $20 freaking bulbs. They're LEDs, but they have no ballast. They're literally just a bulb. So they look okay when it's not dark, but they don't project at all. So I posted in a couple groups and you guys basically recommended these. I didn't see any actual footage on it. I just kind of took people's word for it. So I went ahead and ordered this from Amazon. It was roughly about 60 bucks, give or take. And it did come with Prime, so I had it in 2 days. So we'll go ahead and open the box up, and here they are. Fancy looking things. It's like this rose gold color, which is kind of weird. It might actually go well with the raw titanium. And these actually come with ballast. So this is the reason why, from my understanding, the current bulbs that I have now aren't very good, is because they just don't produce enough power or project. I'm not a light expert, but from my understanding, that's why LEDs just aren't as powerful at projecting like HIDs or even regular bulbs. So hopefully this does the trick. Shouldn't be any cutting or anything. I'll go ahead and walk you through what you need to do. So yeah, before I do that though, I wanted to go ahead and wait till it got dark so I can go ahead and show you guys what the bike currently looks like with the current bulbs. Now keep in mind, these aren't the factory ones. These are cheap eBay ones. They actually work worse than the factory ones. So I'll go ahead and take you guys to the garage and I'll show you what they look like now. All right guys, in the garage now, got the lights on. As you can clearly see, these are LEDs. They look okay in here, but I promise you, when it's dark out and you ride, you can barely even see, you can see a thing. This is a 2017. I don't understand why Kawasaki is still putting regular halogen bulbs on almost a 2020 bike, because correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the 2020s come with the same exact lights. So there's a couple things I don't like about this bike, and that's definitely one of them. I like the style of the headlights, I like the shape, but I hate that it's still a halogen bulb. So we have to go out of our ways to basically make things happen. And I also hate this. I'm not a big fan of this cluster, but those are the two biggest things I don't like about this bike. All right guys, I'm back. It's really cold out there, so I don't ride too long. But we're gonna go ahead and install these. Pretty basic. So let me get some light. Basically all you do is just pop that little cap. You see that cap down there? I'm shining the light at. You pop that one, that's obviously the right one. This one's the left. And you pop, there's a little spring thing in there. Let me see if I can get to it. And all you basically do is, so you pop this little cap out. And then, I don't know if you guys can tell, see that little spring thing? You just basically spring it off and pop the bulb out, and that's it. So I'm curious to see if those ballasts are gonna fit. I'm gonna have to cram them in there somehow. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, so I'll go ahead and install, I'm only gonna do the right side, and then I wanna do a comparison from the right to left. Another reminder, do not buy these fucking pieces of shit, man. This is an eBay bulb. It's like 20 bucks, but here's what ended up happening. This thing is so cheap that the little cap that goes on the end actually somehow fell off and it's stuck in my headlight. So I ended up getting a piece of hose, and I've been lucky. Looks like I got it through. It didn't take very long. I don't know if you guys are able to see that, but that little plastic thing, I'm hoping I can retrieve it back. So I'm gonna hope that, I've only been doing it for like a minute, so I hope that I got it and I'm able to retrieve that thing back, because I don't want to have to take this thing apart. But yeah, do not buy these pieces of shit. Please don't. All right, guys, looks like I got lucky. As you can see, it looks like it's about to come right out. Yep, got lucky. Thank God, I didn't want to have to deal with that. But yeah, stay away from these pieces of shit. All right, guys, here we have the first bulb. I'm only gonna do the right one. I'm gonna leave the left so you guys can see a comparison. But it looks pretty easy, you just pop it in. I hope there is no cutting involved with this, because this one looks way, way thicker than the last set of bulbs. So I'm gonna have to find a way to fit this ballast in here as well. So hopefully there's no issues and no cutting or anything like that. So yeah. All right, guys, so after looking around and looking at the instructions, I was trying to figure out how to get the bulb in there. But so what you do is you got this really cool thing where you can pretty much slide it. You essentially just slide this little plastic piece and it comes right off. I can't do it with one hand. All right, guys, got it off. So after twisting clockwise, this little thing pops out, and what you do with this is you basically, you put this in and then you clamp these little hook things. You clamp it on there, and then you go ahead and slide the bulb in, and then you twist the bulb, and it's already set for you. So pretty neat how they did that. A little bit tricky. I'm glad I ended up looking at the instructions, because I thought I was gonna have to take this off, unscrew it, and then bend it somehow. So I'm glad I didn't end up doing that. But yeah, this is how it's done. You undo this, put that in there, clip it on there, and then slide the bulb in. And I went ahead and already put the ballast and everything. I kind of snuck it in there. But yeah. So here's the problem. I got the clip. The clip is basically in the way, and can't get it out the way to press the bulb in. So that's the current issue I'm having right here. And it needs to move a solid ½ inch, as you can see. So I don't think I can get that retainer that far out. All right, guys, so I'm actually gonna end up taking this over to my buddy's house tomorrow. So the bulb is in there, it lights up, it's pretty bright. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back the bike up and show you the reflection compared to the old bulb, and just show you how bright these things are. So I'll do that now before I end up swapping them out tomorrow during the day. All right, guys, here we are, and you can clearly tell this thing is, the bulb on the right is way brighter than the one on the left. The one on the left is like non-existent almost. Like, I go ahead and turn it off. That's supposed to be the high beam. So these things are really super bright. Yeah, you can clearly see. So the left is supposed to be the daytime running, and the right is supposed to be the high beam, and you can clearly see that the right is way brighter. So it looks pretty good. I'm actually pretty excited. Yeah, that's a big difference, huge difference. Pretty stoked about that, so I'll be getting them mounted tomorrow. All right, guys, got the bulbs installed finally, and glad I took my time. So I went ahead and removed the caps so you guys can see, but they, see if I can focus, they're in there. Biggest things I can pretty much tell you is, get some light down there. Hang on real quick. Best thing I could tell you is to pretty much take your time. I'm really glad I did, and you might have to use the buddy rule and just use somebody else. 4 sets, well, 2 sets of hands, I should say, is better than 1. So I'm really glad I didn't listen to a lot of people, and a lot of people were telling me to cut them and bend them and do all kinds of stuff. I didn't need to do that. We just used one of those pick tools and kind of just pulled it as one pushed it. And then for this one, we pretty much just kind of lined it up. Let me see if I can zoom in so you guys can see. It's kind of hard to hold this light hand. All right, so if you can see right there, we kind of use that little notch to hold the bulb in place. And then for this one, it's pretty much the same, but this one goes around it. So just take your time. You'll be able to figure it out. If you have a second person, that's what I recommend to get it working better. But overall, the bulbs are really freaking bright. So I'm actually about to take you guys on a little POV ride so you guys can see the difference, and then I'll compare them both. All right, guys, here we are. As you can clearly see, these things are super bright. So here's a POV. Super bright, like ridiculously bright. I'm actually pretty impressed overall. Like, I only need basically just the low beams. The high beams is literally too much. But out here, I live in the sticks, so it helps because there's a lot of deer and random stuff jumping up in front of you. So it's nice. It's really nice. And the color is really nice. Blends really well with the white. So very pleased overall. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I'm pretty sure if you get something along the same lines, it doesn't have to be the exact same LED ones, but as long as it's similar specs, I think it should be pretty much the same for everybody. So hope you found this useful. Take it easy, and I hope you enjoyed the video. All right, guys, peace.